Hi, this is Suzy from MonkeyPots. Growing your garden from seeds is very easy to do and can save quite a bit of money. So here's how you germinate. Be sure you start early enough in the season so your plants will be ready to be planted when your garden is ready to go. You'll need a few things to get going. I like to recycle, so you need a container to put your little seedlings in, and I like to use something that I've used before. This happened to be an old apple container. So you need something like that, and of course you need a top. If you don't have anything like this, you can use saran wrap to put on the top. You need some soil, or you can also buy some seed starter mix at your local nursery. And of course you're going to need your seeds. In this case we have some nasturtiums here, which is a beautiful flower, one of my very favorites, and some lettuce. Begin by taking a shallow container such as this one and putting about 1 inch of dirt in the container. You want to smooth it out and make it look nice and smooth and nice. There's quite a bit of difference in the size of seeds many times, so depending on the type of seed you're working with, it will be either a little easier or harder to split them apart. So I'm going to show you what I mean in just a minute here. Since we're going to be working with nasturtiums and lettuce today, let me show you the difference between the seed size. So there we go, we have it little patted down pretty well. Okay, so here we have nasturtiums. You can see they're rather large seeds. Very easy to plant one per container here. The lettuce is going to be a little more difficult. So many people mix their seeds, sometimes their small seeds, with a little bit of perlite and then sort of spread them around. In this case, I'm just going to pluck them out and stick a couple in each one of our little areas here, okay? I'm just going to fill it up just a little bit more. And we've got it kind of smoothed out a little bit. Okay, so we're going to just take the lettuce. I'm going to drop a few seeds in each one. And boy, this is going to give you a lot of lettuce. It'll give you enough that you'll be able to really hand out lettuce, little lettuce plants to friends and neighbors. So this one is going to be lettuce because I think it's great to always be able to have salad around. You will be so svelte and skinny after eating all that salad. Okay, after we do that, we just want to lightly cover your seeds with a little bit more dirt, or you can use a soilless mixture, as I told you about before, that you could get from your local nursery. Okay, so once it's covered up, very lightly, you want to go ahead and water them. You want to keep them watered damp at all times, but what you don't want to do is stick like maybe a cupful of water in each one and have them floating. That could lead to problems. So I just go ahead and mist them very gently like this and keep them misted so they don't dry out. I usually will do it maybe a couple times a day if I walk by and see that they're maybe a little bit dried out. Make sure to keep the seedlings loosely covered with either a top from a recycled container or plastic wrap. Then I place my seedlings in a window that gets a lot of light. And boy, that's all there is to germinating. It's that easy. Isn't that simple? Here's how they should look a couple of weeks later. Now you see my labels say Swiss chard and romaine. And I actually put the date on there so I know when I planted them. As you can see, seedlings, when they start growing in, they really do look quite a bit alike. Very hard to tell them apart. In this case, Swiss chard has red stems, so they are easier to recognize, but you could easily get confused with your seedlings if you don't mark them. Okay, so what we're going to do is now transfer these seedlings into pony packs. I've bought a lot of things at the nursery, so everybody ends up with these at some time or another. Don't throw them away. Make sure you hang on to them because they're tremendous for when you want to go ahead and replant things. Okay, so what we're going to want to do is to put these in there and let them start growing. You could fill a lot of these and you can give them out to your friends and family. People like to get them, and then they've got their garden started as well. All right, so here are your seedlings all ready to go, and what I'm going to do now is put them in a pony pack so they have a chance to develop more of a root system. All right, getting these little puppies out of here, that can be a little bit challenging. These have already been loosened up. And you can see it, this is Swiss chard, you can see it's red there. And what we're gonna wanna do is place it in the pony pack and I give it just a gentle tap down, like so. And we're going to keep doing that with our pony pack. And boy, do we have a lot of seedlings here. As you can see, a little goes a long way when starting with seeds. So we can kind of see how they're going. I'm going to fill up actually quite a few of these little pony packs because I do have quite a bit of them around from going to the nursery. Okay, here's one we can kind of, oops, it got stuck together. Look at those roots already. They're really, really getting root systems. You don't want to leave them too long or the roots will become too entangled, just like you saw there. So you want to get these out probably no later than 2 weeks after you start your seedlings. You want to start moving them over into pony packs. Oops, gotta get that guy in there, like so. And even if they look a little messy to begin with, they'll eventually just straighten themselves out. Okay, so once we have our pony packs planted, they're going to continue to grow. And here are some that I can show you. And this is actually bok choy. I happen to love bok choy. I love baby bok choy. It's delicious. I grow it in my planters all the time. Saute it. You can do a lot with it. Look at how lovely they've grown up. And again, now we have a few of them in each one. They can either be transplanted at this point, or I can move them to a larger container should I choose to wait a little longer on them. Depending on the weather, that has a lot to do with what you want to do in your garden. If it's too cold to get them outside and they're growing too big, you may want to look at putting them in small containers and letting them harden and get used to being outside in a few weeks from now. So now it's time to get the plants in the ground. There's one other thing you should know about growing from seeds. You want to make sure that before you put them outside for good, that they've been indoors and outdoors hardening. And all that means is they've gotten used to being indoors and outdoors a little bit each day. I usually put them out for a couple of hours during the day, bring them in at night, and then start keeping them out longer and longer during the day. This gets them acclimated to being outside, and it's less likely to give the plant a shock. So if you do that and put them in your garden, you should have beautiful heads of lettuce in no time at all. You know, what you can grow starting from seedlings is the sky is the limit. I have broccoli rabe going right now, lettuce, tomatoes, a ton of herbs. So whatever you're thinking about buying, almost anything that you can buy at the store, you can grow from seed. I bet I saved myself near $100 or so by not buying all my starter plants at the nursery. And along the way, I had so many plants, I'm going to give them out to friends and family. I hope you enjoyed learning about germinating seeds. Happy gardening!